Good afternoon. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ms. Rontee Barnes McCray. Everybody calls me Ms. Barnes. I'm the new principal at Irwin County Elementary School. I am excited about this new year. I know it's going to be challenging, but I know that my administrative team, my staff on that team, we're going to have an awesome year, and we're doing what we need to do to make sure that your child is safe. We will continue this year with our motto, every child, every day. And what does that mean? Every child, every day is going to be provided with a nurturing and safe learning environment. They're going to be provided with an adequate and equitable education through meaningful experiences, whether it's traditional or virtual. And also, they're going to have a support system that makes sure that we attend to the academic, social, and emotional needs of each child. Our team has been planning, it seems like endlessly, trying to make sure that we have a great start to this year. And we can assure you the first days of school will be trying, will be challenging, but we're going to use those first days to get your students educated on our new procedures and protocols for our school building. And as parents, I know you're wondering, how will that traditional setting look? So today I'm going to review some of the guidelines that we've come up with, that we've thought through, and I can assure you that we prayed through these things. We wanted to make sure that our students are safe, our staff are safe, and we're providing a good education while we're providing those safety measures. Open house. We will be doing a virtual open house. It will be 100% online. We are planning a roster release in which parents can come and see which homeroom the child is going to be in, and we'll get those dates out to you. And a soon time we'll push it out through our board office, so you'll get that information to know exactly when we'll be conducting our virtual house. Some of the changes that you will see in the building, all staff members, before they enter our building, they will be assessed. That means we're checking temperatures. We're going to make sure that our staff is safe, that we're providing your students' safety as well. So that means we're going to be checked, and we're going to check your students before they enter the building. For my new babies that are coming into to Irwin County Elementary School, that first month, we understand that parents, you don't want to let your baby go, so we put some measures in. There will be alternate drop-offs for your children. The drop-off times will be at 8:15, and it'll be centered around the back of our school. That means you'll be close to the hallway where your child will be going and attending school at, so you'll have a close proximity to see your child enter that building at the place where they will be housed. I am a mother, so I totally understand that you want to see your child off into that door, so we're going to make sure that you get that close proximity to see your babies into that building on the hallway that they will be served on. We have new arrival procedures. If your students ride in a car, they must remain in that car. Staff members will be on deck to make sure we take temperatures. When we take temperatures, if they're good to go, they'll be allowed to go into the building. Once they enter the building, we will have different stations set up for grab and go breakfasts. Make sure they get a breakfast, and they will report directly to homeroom. For buses, it is our desire that our students will be assessed before they get on the bus. So when they come to us, we have routes that they will enter into our building. They will pick up their grab and go breakfast and report to homeroom. We have been deliberate in the transitioning of our students, where our students will only transition in one direction on the right side of the hallway, so there will be no crossing of students. There will be signage up to help your students know which direction to go, and we will have several people at duty stations to make sure that your students are educated on what they should be doing as they're transitioning from hallway to classrooms, and we're trying to minimize transitions as much as possible. With that being said, students will remain clustered together to prevent cross-mingling of classes. I know we're living in challenging times, and it's our goal that we have strategically scheduled where students will be housed together. That means they're going to be working in bubbles. They will not commingle with any other classes, because we don't want one person to infect a numerous amounts of students. So we have even scheduled where we have air time between our transitions to make sure that we are keeping every individual on our campus safe. We put in place modified lunch procedures with those. When they enter the lunchroom, pre-K through first will be eating in the lunchroom, and we assure you, we have designed it where no group of students will share the same space. So you will not have to worry about that. Our older grades will be eating, they can transition and eat in a certain space outside, or they can transition back to their homerooms to eat. But we made it so that it will be safe. The higher grades will get hot to-go lunches. So we made sure that nobody will be crossing paths, and there will be barriers. In our lunchroom, we will have barriers along the table that protects that child in the front and on the side. So we have put in extra safety measures to make sure your children are safe on our campus. Teachers in the classroom, teachers have designed the rooms whereas they will be facing in one direction in the classroom. We still encourage differentiation in small groups, and to accommodate that, we are in the process of getting barriers that if I'm a teacher and I'm providing a small group setting, the barrier will protect me, and it will have dividers between where it will protect those students as well. For our exploratory teachers, that's when they go out and they receive music, art, gym. Students will transition to gym if they are scheduled for gym, but those classes would be divided in 3 by the classes that they're in, so those students will still be clustered together. Our art teacher and our music teacher will travel to those students' homeroom and provide the exploratory classes for them. Our tech teacher will travel as well for grades 3 through 5. The younger grades will have to go to the tech class with the teacher, but we have put in place sanitation procedures for each class. So when they leave each class, that class will be clean before another class enters. Our transition, we are going to teach our students how to socially distance with fun and engaging stuff. So pretty much, whereas older kids can understand it, we understand our younger kids, they have a harder time adjusting. So we're going to teach them how to do the arm length, where you have an arm length in front of you, an arm length in back of you, where nobody should be touching in the front and nobody should be touching in the back. And once they get used to that space, they'll realize, this is my comfortable space. Nobody should be in my space. And we're going to teach your children those type of things to ensure that we're providing them a safe environment. Our students will go to recess. We have several play areas on our campus, and we're going to make sure that the grade levels are separated, and there will be sanitation procedures put in place if students are to get on the equipment. So we are doing that as well. Also, our bathrooms, I have spoken with Cinderella today. We're going to have extra bathroom cleaners throughout the day, extra sanitizing measures, and the students, we will make sure that we schedule students for several bathroom breaks throughout the day. And also, if there are extenuating circumstances where a child needs to go by herself or himself, we will make sure we accommodate those students as well. Let's see. And I just want to say, I think for the most part that I've covered a lot of things that you may have had questions about. I also want to let you know that I will be pushing something out. I will be sending it to the board office, and they will push it out, specific details that outlines what it's going to look like in the hallways, what it's going to look like in the lunchroom, what it's going to look like in the classrooms, because I believe transparency is very important to make students and parents feel safe. When you bring your child to our campus, we want you to know that we have done everything possible to make sure your student is going to be treated like our child while they are in our care. And for a final note, I just want to say that our motto again is every child, every day. And please know that we are doing our absolute best to serve every child, every day, the best way that we can. We are looking forward to a great year.